Welcome to the part 3 of React Router series. We will be using React Router to build our Rick and Morty application. This is going to be fun. Let's get started. In the last video, we have put out a basic layout for home, locations and characters. Today, we are going to complete building our characters. This is what we are going to build. This is my application. Inside my characters, I have list of characters and similarly for locations. Now within my characters, I have this list of characters. When I click on a character, I'll have to show the details for that characters. Let's go ahead and let's start building that. I will head over to my home component. I'll get rid of these components and the contents of my home. Inside my home, I'll create a div, call it container. Inside my div, I'll create a header, call it Rick and Morty Router. Just below that, I'll create an image, give it the alt, and I'll provide the source. I've already copied the source of this image. Now I have my header and image. I'll wrap this inside a div, give it class name of poster, and move my image inside that one. Now I have my home component. Now let's go ahead and build our characters component. Before we start building out our characters component, let's restructure our project a little bit. As of now, everything is contained under app.js. Wherever there are standard components like my navigation, I'll be moving those things under a folder called as components. Wherever there are pages like characters or locations, I'll be moving them under pages. So let's go ahead, copy this navigation, and under components, I'll create a new folder, call it navigation. And I'll paste my navigation component over here. I'll import libraries React and navlink from a router. Now I'll export this navigation. I'll go back to my app.js and I'll get rid of these links and I'll import my navigation component. You can see this navigation still works. Let's go ahead and build out our characters component. Now remember, to access characters, we go to /characters. So I'll go inside my pages. Inside my pages, I'll create a folder called Rick and Morty. And inside my folder, I'll create a characters page. I'll paste my characters. I'll import React. Inside my characters, for now, I'll just return a header that says characters. Let's go to my app.js and import my characters from pages. As you can see, I have my characters. Let's go ahead and build out our characters component. As you can see in the dev tools, I have my characters under my switch. This is the API that we will be using to build out our characters and locations. As you can see, I have a base URL. I have endpoints for characters, locations, and episodes. For characters, if you scroll down, you can see the format that I'll be getting. Let's go ahead and start building this one. To make these API calls, I'll create a folder called as API, and inside my API, I'll create a new file called as rickandmorty.js. This is where I'll be storing all the URLs just to make everything look clean. I'll add my base URL, and then my characters API, which is my base URL /character. I'll head over to my characters component. Now inside my component, we will have to make a call to this API and we'll have to store this data. So I'll create a character state from my useState hook. To make this API call, I'll use useEffect, and inside my useEffect, I will fetch my characters. When it is successful, then I'll be returning the JSON. For now, I'll just log my result. And if there is an error, I'll log those errors as well. I'll wrap this whole thing inside my try block. And I'll add the exception catch handler. When I go back to my characters component, if I head over to console, you can see I have the result from the API. I have info and results is the array. This is what we'll have to be using. Inside my dot then, I'll just extract results I'll make a check if this result is an array. Only when it is an array, I'm going to set my character state. Now just below my use effect, I'll check if there are no characters. I'll render out a loading screen. I have already created a component for loading. This is just the basic loading bar. I'll import this loading from my components. Now when there are no characters, I'll render out loading. I'll give a class name for my main div. Inside this, I'll create a HR. Now you can see I have my characters and I'm storing all the data in my state. We need to use this data in order to render out different characters. I'll create one standard character component. Now I'll head over to my components. Inside my components, I'll create a new folder, call it character, give it index.js, and I'll start creating my character. Inside my pages characters.js, I will loop over through all my characters, and for each of my characters, I will render out my character component. When I head over to my DevTools, you can see under characters, I have a character component. Let's add character property and let's send in our character details to this property. Inside my characters, I have all these props. We'll have to make use of these props to render out my characters component. All these properties are coming under a prop called as character. So let's extract that character. Instead of props, I'm just going to extract my character property. And from my character property, I'm going to extract name and image. I'll create a div, give it class name of card. And inside div, it takes an image, give it a source of image. And another div, call it card content. And inside card content, I'll create a strong label and I'll render out the name. You can see I have all the details. Let's add some CSS to stack these things up. Now inside my characters page, I'll create a grid. To do this, I'll use a class called row, and while mapping through all my characters, I'll render out a div with class call S12, M3 and L4. And I'll render out my characters. We can change this thing up. For larger screens, we can have 4 cards in a row. So I'll change this to M4 and L3. Now I have all my characters stacked up neatly. Now if I head over to DevTools, you can see there is a characters page, and inside characters, there are multiple character components. Whenever I click on a character, I should show details of that character. Also in the URL, I should append it by that character ID. If I select a different character ID, I should show that ID. To change this URL, we generally use route changes, but there are other ways how you can change this URL. If you go to DevTools, under DevTools, if you take a look at characters page, because characters is rendered by route matcher, your route matchers inject certain properties inside your characters. One such property is history. We can make use of this history in order to manipulate the browser URL. But when I navigate to my character, the only property that I'm getting from my parent is character. One way of doing this is take the history prop from your parent and send it on to all your character components, or there is another way how you can do this. You can just import a hook called as useHistory. To use this hook, just say history equals useHistory. On click access history.push, and for now we'll just give slash to check if this is working. Now when I click on that character, you see I get navigated to my home page. Whenever I click on a character, I should navigate to that particular ID. I'll have to go to slash character slash the ID of that character. Let me get that from my character prop. Now when I click on it, I think there's a typo. There you go. Now when I click on it, you can see my URL changes. I get the ID of that character in my URL. Instead of hard coding your characters like this, there is a better way to do this. If you go to your characters page, you can see your route matcher injects a property called as match. and that match has a path and URL. You can make use of this one instead of hard coding your URLs. But that particular property is there on your characters page but not on your character component. Instead of drilling it down from your parent to children, you can use another hook, use route match. Inside my use route match, I have access to path and URL, so let's extract URL. Instead of characters, I'll just use that URL. This is how you can use route match. You can see whenever I click on character, my URL gets changed. We need to create a route matcher for this particular URL. Remember, we have route matcher for /characters, but not for /characters /that ID. Now you might be wondering, this particular ID is not constant. It keeps on changing based on the ID of your selection. There is a way where we can render one route matcher for all these URLs. To do that, I'll head over to my pages. I'll first create a new page called as character details. This is the page that I'll have to redirect to. For now, I'll just render out my header. I'll call it character details. Whenever I click on a character, I should navigate to my character details. Now let's go ahead and let's create our route matcher. Inside my switch, just above my characters, I'll create a new route /characters and /id. This is how you represent a variable within your route matcher. This indicates the ID attribute is a variable and your route matcher should be matched for all the variables no matter what the ID is. Inside my component, I'll add my character details. Now I have my character details. When I click on a character, you see I'm redirected to my character details. This character details is getting rendered by a route matcher, which means you have access to all the properties that are getting injected by your route matcher. We have history, location, match, and other properties. To get the ID, you can see inside my match property, I have params and I have the ID. I'll extract my match, and from match.params, I'll extract ID. For now, I'll just add this ID to my header to see if this ID changes. You can see I have different IDs for different selections. We were able to do this because we have access to this match property. But let's say if you don't have access to this match property or your component is not rendered by a route matcher, you can also do this by using one of the hooks, and that hook is use params. For now, I'll comment this out. To use this hook, all you have to do is define your parameter. In our case, let ID equals use params. That way, you'll have access to the IDs of your URL. Now I'll remove this one. I'll use the one that is getting injected by my route matcher. Now let's start building out this page. I'll create a class name container. I'll wrap everything inside a container. Inside my container, I'll add a divider, call it HR. Just above my header component, I'll use a link to navigate to my previous page. I'll import a route changer link. And inside my to, I'll give /characters. Now you can see I have a back option to my characters page. Now remember, because your character details is getting rendered by a route matcher, you have access to the properties. Now one such property is the history. You can still use this history in order to navigate back to the other pages, but that is up to you on how you want to implement that. Inside my character details, I'll have to start rendering out the content for that particular character. We have access to the ID. We can make use of this ID in order to make another network call. You can see in my API, to get a single character, I have to make a call to this API /ID. Let's go ahead and let's implement that. Inside my character details, to save this character details, I'll create a state called char details, and I'll use state, defining it null. To make API call, I'll use effect, and this effect has to change whenever my ID changes. Now inside my effect, I'll use a fetch. Inside my fetch, I'll have to make a call to my character details. Let's import character API. And inside fetch, I'll use character API /ID. This resolves into a JSON. For now, I'll log this console and I'll log any errors. I'll wrap this whole thing inside a try catch block. When I go to my console, you can see I have the details for that particular ID. When I go back and when I select different character, I get the details of that particular character. Not only that, you can change this directly from the URL. When you go to a particular ID and when you refresh the page, you get details of that particular character. You can see I'm making an API call for that particular character. Now, instead of logging this, let's save this data inside my character details. I'll use set character details and I'll set this data in my set character details. I'll check if there is no character details. I'll return a loading component. I'll import this loading component from my components. Now, if there is character details, I'll extract certain properties from my character details. You can see inside my state, I have name, status, species, type, gender. We can make use of all these details. This is how it should look like. I should have the image and all the details. So let's get image, origin, location, species, gender, and status. I'll create a new div, give it a class name of character details. I have already added CSS for that. I'll create another div and inside that div, I'll add my image attribute. Instead of calling it character details, I'll use the name. For all tag, I'll add the name and for source, I'll give the image. You can see this thing renders. Just below my image, I'll create a collection. And inside my collection, I'll add list items. I'll give it a class name of collection item. Inside my collection items, I'll create strong labels. First one is origin. You can access that one from origin.name. Let's add that. Similarly, for the remaining items. For location, I can access it from location of name. For species, you can directly access it from species. Similarly for gender and status. When I save it and when I head back to my browser, you can see I have all those details. I can go back and I can click on a different character and I can render details for that particular character. Now, not only that, because we are using React routers, you can change this ID and you can get details for that particular character. This is how you can provide bookmarkable URLs using React router. You don't have to navigate from the start. You can just use this URL and you have this data available for you. That's it for this video. In the next one, we'll build out our location and location details. Stay tuned and thanks for watching.